Saol Nua, Part 8, A Program of Immediate Action. Sinn Féin Poblachtak is aware that it is a long way from achieving its objectives, yet it feels it has a duty to outline an alternative to the present failed patchwork system. In order to organize the Irish people in a demand for a new deal, Sinn Féin Poblachtak will involve itself forthwith in a program for action at the very points where the existing system operates most severely to the detriment of the community. These issues will include opposing EU, EPU, EMU proposals which conflict with the interests of the Irish people, organizing against repression, extradition, and restrictions on the broadcasting media in both the 26 counties and the 6 counties. Involving ourselves in local and community issues, supporting local autonomy, including local financing, encouraging and promoting cooperative enterprises. Working to protect the environment and encouraging the recycling of waste and opposing incineration. Informing the people, young people, and the unemployed in particular about our alternative to the existing system. Developing and promoting our monthly publication, Swarzy. Supporting consumer rights and exposing the politicians' system of clientelism, campaigning against unfair bank practices, and supporting involvement in local credit unions, supporting the campaign to maintain and extend the television service in Irish, supporting a housing campaign, and working against evictions. Working for and among the unemployed and immigrants. Involving ourselves in trade union activity in support of workers' rights and seeking to interest organized labor in our alternative program. Campaigning against speculation in land for housing and essential services. Supporting demands that the principle that the price of building land be based on the price of agricultural land plus 25% be adopted and implemented. Quote, economic development is something much wider and deeper than economics, let alone econometrics. Its roots lie outside the economic sphere in education, organization, discipline, and beyond, that in political independence and a national consciousness of self-reliance. It cannot be produced by skillful grafting operations carried out by foreign technicians or an indigenous elite that has lost contact with ordinary people. It can succeed only if it is carried forward by a broad popular movement of reconstruction, with primary emphasis on the full utilization of the drive, enthusiasm, intelligence, and labor power of everyone. Success cannot be obtained by some form of magic produced by scientists, technicians, or economic planners. It can come only through a process of growth involving the education, organization, and discipline of the whole population. Anything less than this must end in failure. What is the meaning of democracy, freedom, human dignity, standard of living, self-reliance, fulfillment? Is it a matter of goods or of people? Of course, it is a matter of people, but people can be themselves only a small comprehensible group. Therefore, we must learn to think in terms of an articulated structure that can cope with the multiplicity of small-scale units. If economic thinking cannot grasp this, it is useless. If it cannot get beyond its vast abstractions, the national income, the rate of growth, capital/output ratio, input/output analysis, labor mobility, capital accumulation, it cannot get beyond all this and make contact with the human realities of poverty, frustration, alienation, despair, breakdown, crime, escapism, stress, congestion, ugliness, and spiritual death. Then let us scrap economies and start afresh. Are there not indeed enough signs of the times to indicate that a new start is needed? E.F. Schumacher in Small is Beautiful. Dr. E.F. Schumacher, economist and journalist, was born in Germany, lived in many countries, studied in Oxford, and taught in Columbia University, New York. He is well known for his appraisal of Western economic attitudes, clearly expressed in his best-selling book, Small is Beautiful. This was first published in 1973 and has since been reprinted 31 times. He died in 1977. Fritz Schumacher was greatly interested in developing third world countries, but declared that the developed countries also had major problems. He saw modern society as greedy, inefficient, inhumane, and unecological, and called for a complete reorientation of values. He saw looming crises of all shortages, environmental destruction, crises of oil shortages, environmental destruction, dehumanized organization of life and work, and growing unemployment, all resulting in alienation and massive social problems. He, more than any other person, launched the idea of an intermediate technology. Modern technology, he said, has become increasingly violent. Violence is not just a matter of one person hitting another person over the head. It is employing violent means. We have this in agriculture, where we scatter around very violent chemicals. We call them pesticides, which means killer substances. He advocated the creation of lifestyles and technologies on a human scale, which are low cost, sparing in their use of resources, non-violent towards nature, and therefore unsustainable. There are intermediate technology groups and Schumacher societies in many countries today, promoting this man's ideas. Their emphasis is in smaller working units, communal ownership, and regional workplaces, utilizing local labor and resources. As the man himself said, quote, "We need economics as if people mattered," end quote. And then the rest is the Draft Charter of Rights from Saol Nua. So I won't be reading that. And you can go see my other video reading Saol Nua. So until next time, long live the Republic.